We are Damion and Matilda Relyea. We have been at USA Benefits Group for just under a year now.
Yep.
And my background was really real estate, and then I recruited real estate agents for a minute. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to share kind of your background.
Yeah, semi-newer to Florida. We came down from up north. Apologize for all you Floridians. We know you hate us. But we came down about a year and a half ago. I got into property and casualty sales. Really just wanted more of an effort-based business to be a part of, and enjoyed that. Just realized there wasn't a lot of opportunity or money there. I was stuck in an office, and really we didn't get to spend time together. So I started looking in the health insurance field because I had that license. Met a couple guys who made a lot of money, had a lot of freedom of time, and started interviewing at different places and got hooked up with USABG. Been with them for about just under a year, and it just offers a lot of freedom of time, flexibility.
Yeah.
We're our own bosses. No one tells us what to do. And how much money we make is based on our effort. We find that a lot of people our age, a little bit younger, are looking for that, and USABG really offered that for us. We've been able to be with family. We've got family all up and down the East Coast. We've been able to be there in important times. USABG was because of that, because we met them and got connected with them.
And I will say that one of the big differences between the other maybe companies and USABG, because you were heavily recruited by a competitor, and one of the big differences was the character and the integrity and just the culture that we saw here versus being at other offices where sometimes there's this culture in insurance where it's kind of the Wolf of Wall Street, and we didn't want that. That didn't align with our values, and what we found here was family, integrity, actually caring about putting a client in the right position. And that's not true of all insurance brokerages. So it was really important to make the right choice.
Yeah, and Rick and Jess, the owners of USABG, they, I mean, like you said, some of the most humble people that we've met, and they care about their agents. Like some of the best training. You can always call and ask for resources. We've talked to a lot of people in the insurance industry. They've bounced around from company to company because they make all these promises in the beginning, but they don't follow through. There's no training. They don't have anyone to reach out to. They don't have any resources. And USABG has been a huge resource, whether it's our upline team or a broker support team, been absolutely phenomenal.
Our first time coming up to, or my first time coming up to headquarters, and it was for one of these, Friday lunches, and we were having pizza, and Rick came out and he sat next to me, and I looked at him and I said, "Oh, what do you do here?" And Damion goes, that's Rick, that's the owner. And Rick, and they're just so humble and kind, and he just kind of like laughed and said, "Oh, he probably made a joke and said, oh, nothing much here." They're just the most humble people, and we appreciate them a lot because, they really do go to bat for us. And, Rick talked about it today, but they make sure that we're getting more money and more benefits from carriers. So
we're pretty young. Like, we don't want to get to 30, 35 and then be like, okay, now what? We haven't done it yet. And we love spending time together. We love being able to take our time into our own hands, how much money we make. And I think it was just making that decision. It can be scary. It can be scary when you're going from a steady paycheck. But when you really look at it, your paycheck, you're like, wow, I can make so much more if I just take my own actions and do it. I think it's just about deciding what's important to you. I think too many people, they bounce so many different ideas in their head that, like, we live in an information world, so anybody can make a lot of money in anything. I think for us, it was just deciding on what we wanted to do, finding someone in that space that had done it successfully, and then listening to them. Because it's very easy to listen to everybody else that's on YouTube or Instagram, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's finding someone that you can actually talk to that is successful and lives a way that you want to live, and kind of reverse engineer what they have done and just have access to them.
I would say culture is a really, really big deal. If they're over-promising and you're seeing maybe holes in the integrity, or you're locked in and you can only sell one product, that to us would be a red flag, because what we wanted was the freedom to put people in the best possible product for them, or have a strong referral partner that we could trust, and all of that is founded on integrity. And that's what we found here that doesn't exist everywhere. So
just thanks to Rick and Jess for offering the opportunity for us. They've taken a lot of roles, and they spend a lot of money to help us agents, whether it's training, whether it's putting on events. We appreciate them a lot, and really wouldn't have this opportunity without them.